to May. I am Dominica May. Today I am going to be building this Spider-Man No Way Home set with Spider-Man in the Sanctum, what's it called? Sanctum workshop. And so there will be spoilers for the movie Spider-Man No Way Home. And I am also joined today with a returning guest who I've not seen on this show for about 3 months since I first went public with the stream. Mike Brown. There we go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mike.
How's it going? Thanks so much for having me back on Lego Connect.
Yes, I'm glad to have you back.
I have
yeah, go ahead.
little bread bites in my eyes.
Oh, I had. Oh,
That'd be funny. I'm eating my eyeballs now. I had these little.
I didn't notice because I was looking at the camera. I have a switch.
I had these little pretzel bread bites underneath my glasses, and I thought it would be funny to say hi.
It is pretty funny.
I know. I'm hysterical.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm glad to have you back. I love chatting with you.
With all of my pretzel antics.
Well, it's not the first time you've eaten on one of my streams.
I feel like I eat on every single. I mean, granted, I haven't been here for 3 months, but every time I'm always eating.
You had cake before. I remember the cake. But I think that was not one of my public
at one
streams.
point.
Maybe. I don't remember. All right, I'm going to put the Lego camera up. So we've got the instructions here. This is actually upside down for me because of where the camera is. So I will be turning it around.
So this is Spider-Man, not just in the Sanctum Sanctorum. This is Spider-Man in the basement where Doctor Strange does his laundry.
Yes, from the movie.
Mm-hmm. Where so this is a spoiler chat, so we can kind of talk about movie spoilers and our review.
Exactly. I've got spoiler notifications in the heading of all of the different streams and stuff. So hopefully that's viewable. And I said spoilers in my post about it today. I'm hoping I gave enough people warning. Hey, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, and there's going to be spoilers.
Spoilers! So this Lego set it's not just where Doctor Strange does his laundry, which yes, it's a joke, but he actually does. They make a point of showing this is where Doctor Strange does his laundry. But this is also where they kind of capture, in quotation marks, all of Spider-Man's villains from the multiverses and kind of give them a little magical cage.
Yes, although looking at the looking at the set, I think they did it in a way that they avoided any spoilers for it because I don't know what most of this stuff is supposed to be. I can just look at let me see if I can point it up. I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, let me.
Oh, it's the thumbnail on my screen is very small. Warning, chicken hazard.
Here.
Okay, so it looks like you have Goblin.
I'll put it here. There we go. Let me do that.
All right. So
there's no bad guys in it. It's got MJ, Spider-Man, Wong, and Doctor Strange. There's no bad guys in it. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
It looks like. Are you familiar with the Oh shoot, what's his name? He's one of Spider-Man's villains. He's not in the movie. But in the comics, he is a disabled scientist who created this spider walker kind of contraption, and he sits inside of it. So instead of driving around in a wheelchair, he sits. I think it's called the Spider Slayer. I think that's what it's called. And so he's inside of
got a snake face or something on it.
That's so bizarre.
We'll find out when I build it.
So interesting. Great. Awesome.
But yeah, let's chat movie spoilers.
So,
how many times have you seen it? You just saw it the once?
I literally saw it for my second time earlier today in
Oh,
preparation
well,
for
that's
the stream.
perfect.
Yeah.
You did it deliberately just so you'd have. Was
So, I
it
mean,
like an excuse to watch it
yes, it was.
again?
No, because I mean, I've been having the itch. Like Kim, my wife, she knows that I've been having this itch, and every like few days, I keep saying to her, like, I really kind of want to go back to the movie theater and see it again. She's like, go for it. Like nobody's stopping you. And I just haven't had a chance, like with work and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, but I finally did today. So hooray!
Great, perfect. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but I have seen it twice. I saw it on the proper opening night, like not like the night before.
You saw it on Friday.
Sorry, on the Friday,
Yeah.
on Friday evening that it came out, and then I saw it the following Tuesday. No, like 2 Tuesdays after that.
Oh, like really close after you saw it the first time.
Yeah, like a week and
Back
a
to
half
back.
later.
Nice.
Reason being was because I was waiting until I was off work for that week, so it was just after Christmas, and my kids were off school, and it was the day before my youngest, who is 11, was considered fully vaccinated because it was
Gotcha.
13 days after his second COVID vaccine dose. So
if you're one day short, I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I was at with that.
So what did you think? Like, are you 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, a thumb sideways, thumbs down? Where do you sit with this?
I would say 2 thumbs up. My main disappointment was the fact that I received too many spoilers in advance, like rumor spoilers, but spoilers nonetheless. Would have been great if I had not.
Well, I think therein lies the difference between Marvel Disney and Sony Marvel, right? Is like Sony Studios can't keep a secret to save their life. They can't. If you like look at all of the movies that they have, like the big tentpole properties, like we've known so much about like Ghostbusters going into it. Like, granted, they kept a few secrets behind, but do you remember that big spoiler leak? Like the big spoiler or the Sony hack from a few years ago?
No. I don't think I saw any of the Ghostbusters spoilers. So when I went in and watched that, I had not known any of the stuff that was going to happen. I think for me, part of the issue was the fact that because I read so much Marvel stuff, like it defaults to showing me in my algorithms of the stuff that I see on my social media and news, suggested news articles and stuff. So that's my big issue.
Pause really quick. Can we talk about the length of these webs that you are attaching to Spider-Man right now? These are ginormous.
It's Lego. Like, so they can't have like really thin stuff, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, they're not thin, but like they're long. Like those are abnormal. Like they're so big. That's what
shooting
she said.
them out. Oh, it's gonna be another one of those nights.
I'm just saying, if those webs were coming out of any other part of his body, just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Fair. But yeah, I mean, Sony has
Although
they're
speaking
notorious
of,
for just oh.
No, because that's a great segue into that one line.
Perfect little
No
segue.
Way Home, right?
Well, okay, let's talk about the title for a second. So one of the things that I was slightly disappointed with. Okay, I want to be on record by saying I give this 1.5 thumbs up.
Okay.
I thought it was great. But I was let down a little bit. First of all, the title No Way Home. The title Homecoming made perfect sense to the story of the film. The title Far From Home made perfect sense to the story of the film. The title No Way Home does not make sense to the story of this film.
Okay. Can I interrupt you there?
Yes, please.
Before going into the film, my interpretation of the title No Way Home was that Spider-Man was going to be going into the multiverse and wouldn't be able to get back.
That's
However,
what everybody thought.
The No Way Home, I think, is more for the villains. They couldn't get home to where their universes.
Sure.
So still technically
sure
accurate.
It all depends on how you choose to view it. You know, I think it's this, they know what they're doing when they put expectation there, because we're all sitting here thinking, oh, it's called No Way Home. Oh, Tom Holland Spider-Man is definitely going into the multiverse, as opposed to having the multiverse come to him. And when I say the multiverse come to him, I literally mean 2 different universes, just 2 out of the infinite possible possibilities of realities. And I understand they're trying to craft a story that plays to the general audience. Totally fair. I totally get that, because if you start bringing in characters from other realities and like alternate versions of this, I just thought it would have been really cool to see, like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 different versions of Tom Holland's Peter Parker from other universes. I was genuinely expecting a Miles Morales cameo. Even if he didn't do a lot, I was expecting that, because he's such a big icon in pop culture right now, especially
the only reason I was expecting him, I hadn't expected him until Electro said that line of thinking that Spider-Man should have been black, or there must be a black Spider-Man. At that point, I thought Miles Morales would appear like in the end credits cutscene or something.
Yes, agreed. And you know, we even had reference to Miles Morales in Spider-Man Homecoming, with Donald Glover playing Aaron Morales, Uncle Aaron.
See, I need to rewatch that.
He played Aaron, who eventually becomes the Prowler, who is Miles Morales's uncle. Yeah. He even references, hey, yo, I think he says something to the fact of like, yo, I got a nephew who lives in this neighborhood. I don't want it to be a dangerous neighborhood. Well, who is he talking about? He's talking about Miles Morales. And in a cutscene, he actually says his name. So we know that there is a Miles Morales that lives in this universe, even if off screen. He's still there. I thought it would have been, again, we're talking about multiverses. Like, yeah, we got Andrew Garfield, we got Tobey Maguire. How cool would it be if we got like a Brad Pitt Spider-Man? How cool would it be? Right?
Well, maybe that's for the Doctor Strange movie.
Maybe it is. But like, that would have been so cool if you had an army of Peter Parkers from other universes that we've never seen before. Like, how fun would that be? I'm just saying, you know?
Yeah, it could be fun. But I think also, like, I have a friend who, you know, made a comment, like, he was like, why? Like, 2 of the villains felt like redundant to him. Like, there was no point to having them in there.
Oh, Sandman and Lizard.
Yeah. And so at that point, when you have stuff like that, it's like, where do you have the room to put all of the other characters that would be great to have in it?
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, again, we're talking like our lofty ideas here are akin to Endgame, Avengers Endgame. Like, I think we're all expecting something on that kind of cataclysmic level. And of course, like, we're not going to get it. Well, of course we're not. But we already knew what all the secrets to the movie were.
Yeah.
So when Sony's like, "Oh, we've got big surprises," we're thinking, "Oh, you've got big surprises in addition to all of the rumors."
Nope. It's just the rumors.
Just the rumors. That's all it was. That being said, it was a fantastic movie, and I loved it so much more the second time around because I got to let go of all of these preconceived ideas and notions of, oh, well, what else are we going to get? Oh, whoa. Like, I just got to sit back and enjoy the story.
Yeah. You know, what was interesting for me is like the second time around, well, I mean, seeing it on the Friday night it opened, like the theater was packed. I'm stunned I didn't get COVID. Like, that's how packed it was.
Maybe you did.
I didn't. No, I got tested the week after. Or no, like a week and a half after. But anyway, regardless, I don't think I got
Maybe COVID came over, sniffed you, and was like, nah, I'm good.
I was boosted the week earlier. Who knows? Or no, actually, I think it was boosted the same week. So like there's all like this clapping and cheering anytime the non-surprise people show up.
Oh yeah.
But the second time, that happened for most of them, but there was no reaction for Matt Murdock.
What?
Second viewing.
Get out of here.
Like, is everyone here just like haven't seen Daredevil, or are they just not excited about this one, or like they don't know who he is? What's going on?
So my wife Kim has never seen any of the Daredevil stuff at all, like none of the Netflix stuff until maybe like a week before No Way Home came out. And I was like, just in case Matt Murdock makes an appearance, because again, like there was no confirmation of it. Like there were whispers, but not enough to take them credibly. But I was like, you know what? Just in case, can we start watching Daredevil? And she was like, yeah, I'd love to. Let's start watching it. So we got 2 episodes in, and then we went to go see No Way Home, and she's like, "Oh, that's the guy from the Netflix," and I'm like, "Yeah,
yay!" Yeah. I tried to do that with my older kid, and it was just like, nope, not interested. And it took we're 3 episodes in now, so I did manage to do some like wrangling and convincing.
I will say this about the Netflix Daredevil: it's an hour-long format, but it so needs to be a 30-minute format because there's not enough story to support the length of the episode, and so they drag. They're really interesting, and they're really fascinating, and they're really good stories, but they drag them out to the point where you're like, your thoughts just drift because there's not enough happening.
I don't know that I felt that way when I watched it.
I mean, I
can see feeling that way about like Iron Fist, maybe.
Iron Fist was so unforgivably terrible. It was miscast. It was poorly written, poorly made. Ugh, just a bad show. How did it get a second season? How did that happen?
The second season's better than the first season, though.
Well, I'm not even going to give it the light of day. So,
have you not seen the second season?
No, I saw the first season, and I'm like, why did I watch this whole thing?
But if you like, did you like Colleen in the first season?
Colleen Wing, no. I have an action figure of her up on my.
But you didn't like her.
Yeah,
she gets a lot more attention. Her and Misty get a lot more attention in the second season.
Yeah, so I didn't like Misty either. Like she became interesting when she got her arm chopped off. But like that whole MacGuffin of I'm a police officer and I need to investigate this thing. Come on, you guys. Can we not think of a more creative like MacGuffin to drive the story a little bit? Like, why the same thing in Punisher? I love Punisher. It's the best incarnation of Punisher that there's ever been. But my goodness, this whole story of I'm a police officer and I smell criminal activity and I'm gonna go investigate. Like, stop.
All right, we can agree to disagree about those characters then. Those were because those were my favorite parts of.
I'm glad that
those.
you enjoy them because they're made for you. They're not made for me. I hate them. They drive me crazy. I get so annoyed at those characters. Did you see Hawkeye?
Yes, I did.
Well, that's one of the things I loved about Hawkeye. Well, I loved the whole thing from start to finish, but I really enjoyed that they didn't have that police presence of there's a mystery here that we need to uncover because we already know what the mystery is. You don't as the character, but I do as the viewer. So why are you explaining the mystery to me?
Fair.
I'm sorry.
Right, I'm looking
you
for
were
pieces.
about to say something and I cut you
No,
off.
I'm looking for pieces at the moment. Pieces that we're looking for. Where is it? Did I put the wrong thing on top?
Is there a way to see if anyone is watching this while we're
Yeah, see that little eyeball at the top of the screen? It says 1.
Nope.
Oh, I put this together wrong. Next to the thing where it says live and the number of how long it's been.
Oh yeah. There is no number there. It just says live and then the time.
Oh, okay. I can so I can tell you if you want to know how many viewers are right now. There's 1.
Hooray! There's 1. And I'm guessing that's not me.
Well, I put the wrong piece on it now, and then I felt.
That's what she said. So some of the strengths of No Way Home. I do have an issue, a story-based issue here.
Okay.
But the strengths, I really love that all of the ancillary characters that they brought in weren't just there to serve fan service. They actually had story-driven narrative purposes for being there. Except for Sandman and except for the Lizard, pretty much everybody else had like a very solid reason for being there.
Yes, but I will say I actually enjoyed Sandman's aspect of it because his personality brought something different to it.
Agreed. It drove me nuts that there were 2 things that I didn't like about this portrayal of Sandman. One, why did Sandman always have to be? Why did Flint Marko always have to be CGI as sand? Why couldn't we see the actual actor? Why couldn't we see Thomas Hayden Church in his green and white striped shirt? Like, couldn't you save money?
Or unless, like, I don't know when they filmed it. Was it filmed during COVID or was it?
Oh, it was filmed. Yes, I do believe it was filmed during COVID. Yes.
So it might have been because of those reasons. Like it was just easier to not have.
I mean, he was actually on set for the last
in
2 scenes.
Sure.
So I mean, like if he's
maybe it was safer by then.
I don't know. But so that just drove me nuts. The second thing that drove me nuts is his character pivoted. Okay, so first time we see Sandman, it's in the middle of kind of like the forest, woodsy area where Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is tracking down Electro. Electro presents himself as like this nebulous force of energy. Spider-Man is like, haha, I'm gonna thwip you back, like magically thwip you back into Doctor Strange's dungeon of which you're currently building right now. Sandman pops up and says, hey, you don't know me. I'm from another universe. And Peter Parker's like, okay. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do what I can and help you capture Electro. Great. And then they work together. Flying Penguin says, tell Mike I said hi. Well, hello, Flying Penguin.
Yeah, I just put out. I wasn't going to interrupt you while you were talking.
So right at the very introduction of Sandman, we know that Flint Marko is on Spider-Man's team to help him do what's right and get everyone home, right?
Yeah.
He's been very clear, very forthright, and very open about that. And then they all go back to Happy Hogan's apartment, and science experiments are being done, and hey, we cured Doc Ock. Great, awesome. Next up, let's try and cure Electro. Great. Next, let's try and cure Green Goblin. Great. And then everything, once Green Goblin gives his speech about we have the power, we are the gods, you can't tell a god what to do because we just take. That was a great speech. But why on earth did Flint Marko, did Sandman, all of a sudden turn on a dime and say, you know what, I'm going to be villainous. I'm going to punch and kick and scream and kick everyone's butt.
I don't remember him fighting.
Oh, he sure did. He turned on everyone. I
thought he just ran away because he was just like waiting for everyone else to get their shit together. So I clearly missed like what actually happened.
Yeah. So he in your defense, he did run away faster than everybody else did, but he was there causing mayhem and destruction and whatever. And then for the final battle at the Statue of Liberty, he's there to fight the Spider-Men.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, take me through this thought process of Flint Marko. Why is he now a villain when he originally was trying to help everyone and saying, this is a good thing, guys. We need to be, quote unquote, cured of our villainous ailments.
I kind of felt like he was just fighting for the sake of fighting just because he wanted like the machine to send them all home.
I feel he was fighting for the sake of fighting because that's what the narrative needed of him.
Fair.
Deus Ex narrative. Yeah. But my biggest problem with this movie, besides of our expectations that we all set way too high, way too lofty, and also the idea of like it's kind of a wasted opportunity not to bring in a lot of other super people from other realities and universes and multiverse, whatever. My biggest problem that I have with this film is the literal get out of jail free card. Like they set up this whole story in that, okay, well, we contain the spell and we just have to push the button on the box and everybody goes home. Problem solved. Goodbye, everyone. Come on. Really? It's a great movie. I had a lot of fun. I don't know if it's the best of the three, but it's really great.
The best of the three Tom Holland ones, you mean?
Correct. Yes. I don't know if it's the best of the home trilogy, but it's a fun movie. It has a lot of heart. I cried at the end of it today. Earlier, I was getting all choked up. And on the walk home from the movie theater, I kept thinking like, my goodness, if I ever had to forget about my wife the way that, or if Kim ever had to forget about me the way that MJ had to forget about Peter Parker, like that would tear my heart out. That would break me as a human.
That ending was,
it gets you right in the feels in a good way. And it's a wonderful movie. It's a wonderful story. It's fun. It's fan service, but fan service with purpose. And it's fantastic. But when you have a literal get out of jail free card of, hey, when do we need the story to be over? Whenever we need. Great. So let's push this button on a box and everything goes away. Awesome. When are we going to push the button? I don't know. Let's have some fun first. Like what? I don't know. It was frustrating from that narrative point of view where you're like, you can make it all go away with the push of a button just because we need it to. Like that, I feel like that should have been the problem that Peter Parker had to work through. How do we figure out how to send these guys home? Like, how do we get the... Oh, that's how we do it? Awesome. Doctor Strange, you can craft another spell. Make them go back. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Because he's magic. You can do anything with magic. I don't know.
Flying Penguin friend says,
all right, I'll see y'all later. Gotta go to sleep. Good luck on the Lego set. Flying Penguin, you have a good night's sleep. I will be up for the next hour and a half or however long it takes for Dominica to finish this build.
Finish the build.
I'm just eating bread. This is how much bread I have left. I doubt I will get through it all. I don't want to get through it all. That's going to give me a bellyache.
Your food? Are you talking about?
My bread? Did you see it? Look at this jar.
Oh my goodness! No, don't eat all that right now.
Yeah. That's going to give me the pretzel bread toots. I hear doors opening and closing in the background.
That is my 11-year-old kid who is clearly coming in to brush his teeth.
Your kid brushes his teeth in your bedroom?
So I have an ensuite bathroom in my bedroom. I have 3 bathrooms in my house. However, I'm also renting 2 bedrooms in my house to tenants, and each of them have opted to use their own bathrooms, so my kids have to use mine.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. You know, I'm very much looking forward to the digital release of No Way Home, which I think has now actually been posted. I believe it's February. I believe it comes out on digital next month.
I think I saw something about that, yeah. I also saw something today that said that fans have supposedly noticed that Sony has already made changes to some of the...
Yes, they have.
Some of the scenes or sequences.
Yes, they have.
You noticed it when you went to see it today?
No, I was looking because I saw the changes that were posted online, and so I made a very specific point to very quickly do an eye check and scan and see if it was different from the version that I saw. And the version that I saw today was the same version that I saw in theaters 2 months ago.
Okay.
Or a month ago, whenever it came out. I don't know. February 28th.
Time has no meaning in COVID land.
So No Way Home comes out on digital February 28th.
There you go. End of February. This is such a weird creature. This is not in the movie at all.
No.
Like, I don't know.
What if it was? What if it was in the background and we just never noticed?
We'll have to do a rewatch.
Have you seen that video? It's like a training video that people put in like business meetings, or you have to watch in business or whatever. And it's like 12 guys on a basketball court, and they're all playing basketball, and you have to count how many times they pass the ball from one player to another. And it's like 22, 23, 24 times that the ball is passed. But because you're so hyper focused on watching these basketball players pass the ball, what you don't notice is a man in a bear costume dancing in the middle of the floor, just walking through.
Right.
And nobody notices because you're so focused on the basketball. So maybe that's what's going on here. Is that this
was in the background somewhere. It was the thing that Ned saw when he opened the fridge.
Also, like, again, Deus Ex Machina, the story needs Ned Leeds to be good in magic, just so that he can open portals. Is that going to come back in a future storyline, or is that literally for this?
Well, see, that's the question now, isn't it? Because he's forgotten that he knew Spider-Man. He's forgotten Peter Parker. So I don't know. Like, that would have been cool. Like, if it was something that was going to come back, that makes more sense. But if it's not, because he doesn't know who Spider-Man is now.
I'm wondering if in like a future movie, if Ned Leeds, now that he's forgotten Spider-Man, if he somehow comes across like a lost pumpkin bomb, like Green
Yeah.
Goblin's pumpkin bomb, if it's
Yeah.
just gonna be like laying around somewhere and he finds it and he's like, "What's this?" And he picks it up and starts playing with it. And then he becomes Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're gonna play that
I
card.
think it's possible. I mean, there's been talk of that sort of thing.
I mean, Ned Leeds was only a good guy, a virtuous character, because he was friends with Peter Parker.
Right, exactly.
And now he's not friends with Peter Parker anymore. He doesn't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He has no moral guidance.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. There are meant to be, Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 with Tom Holland, right?
I don't believe he has signed a contract yet, but come on, there's no way that there's no way that they're not going to make more movies with Tom Holland, because each of these films have grossed no. Homecoming made, I think it was $800 or $900 million. I think it made $900 million. Far From Home made $1.1 billion. And let's see what No Way Home is currently.
That's a lot.
No Way Home box office. Here we go. Worldwide, take a guess. It's still in theaters. Say what?
Is it over $1 billion yet?
It is. It has been over $1 billion for a while now.
Hmm.
Let's just say it's currently at $1.5 billion worldwide.
Wow.
It made $1.1 billion in its first week.
Wow.
So
That's
it
impressive.
made the same amount of money in its first week that Far From Home made in its entire run.
He's better light here.
So yeah, like Tom Holland, they're gonna make more Spider-Man, and they've already seeded that with the little Venom symbiote that stayed behind in the end credits.
That's right.
So Venom's gonna be a character in a villain in an upcoming film. Vulture's gonna come back at some point. I'm still waiting for Scorpion. I would love to see Matt Gargan as the Scorpion. I've been waiting for that for so long.
I finished the first part. This is the whatever this creature is.
It's just like a little bug spidery kind of thing.
I don't know if it's meant to be an alien or a demon or what. It's got pincers. How to rotate it.
You know what it reminds me of is, you know those bug-like creatures in the Dark Crystal that like capture the pod people?
Mm.
It reminds me of something like that. Oh, it's okay, because, Spider-Man can keep that little bug creature at web's length because his webs are so long. Can't get me. Can't get me.
Get them trapped in his pincers. Hang on.
Can't touch me. Can't get to me.
Get the webs trapped in the pincers. Oh no! Grab you.
Is that Ned on the ground behind him?
No, this is Wong.
Oh, this is Wong.
Yeah, this is Wong.
Poor Wong.
Yeah, it's a shame. It should be Ned because I also picked up the new Doctor Strange set. And so I've got it right next to me, so I'll just
bum. Hey, so that thing made.
It also has Wong and Doctor Strange.
But it's also got America Chavez.
It does, and that is the main reason that I got this set.
Very cool.
I wanted to have America.
Um, I don't know if you ever knew this, but I voiced Teddy Altman, aka
What?
Hulkling. Yeah,
What?
yeah, I
Yeah, I know
voiced
exactly who
him.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I voiced him in a it was a fan fiction podcast, or it was more than a podcast. It was like a radio play, essentially, is what it was. Um, I'm not going to tell you how to find it or like who made it because I'm gonna say some not so great things about it. Because it
Okay.
was poorly produced, it was poorly made. Um, I eventually backed out of the I've never actually talked about this publicly. I backed out of the project because it was so poorly produced. I kind of didn't want to be associated with it anymore.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that was my first introduction to some of those new Avengers of like Magic and obviously Hulkling and oh man, who America Chavez and all those guys, Speed. But it was fun while it lasted. But when I got to listen to the finished product, man, it just
You're
didn't.
not impressed.
Yeah. And it was the kind of thing where like all the voice actors were working with different equipment.
Mm.
So it sounds different when you
Yeah,
piece it all
yeah.
together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the special effects, like the audio compositing just didn't work very well. And some people were overblown or like too loud and some were too soft and certain characters were talking over each other, and it just no, it just wasn't good.
Well, hopefully they will not find or have any reason to hear your comments on my Lego stream.
I believe we're friends on Facebook, but we haven't spoken in quite a long time. So yeah,
Well,
I
it's
think
it's
we're
not
good.
like I tagged you
I think we're
in the
good.
video aspect right
No,
now, so
we're yeah.
I think you're fine. I don't get a ton of viewers right now. It says just one person,
Have you seen my
and
YouTube channel? Neither do I.
exactly.
Which segue, that's actually one of
Oh yes,
the
yes,
main
yes.
reasons why I have kind of like stepped away from it for a moment. Not forever. I just am taking a break, a little hiatus, to try something new. I am starting a new channel. I have two videos up, well, one video up currently. I'm still working on the finishing touches for video number 2, but it's called How to New York.
I
And I'm just
remember you posting about that now as you're like as you were talking, like, oh, it's
yeah.
the New York thing.
Yeah. So I'm just basically making videos teaching people how to navigate New York City like a pro.
So they don't look like a tourist.
I mean, you're always going to stand out, but like it's the kind of thing where like people want to know, how do I get from my hotel in Times Square to, let's say, the Museum of Natural. Great. Watch the video and I will show you how to get there. Or
Mhm.
how do I ride the bus? Or how do I buy a Metro card? Or how do I where do I find public bathrooms in Midtown? Or blah blah blah. Like all these little, how do you walk down the sidewalk in New York? Because walking down the sidewalk in New York is not like walking down the sidewalk anywhere else in the country. You have to know how to do it.
Well, there you go.
So
And you've
that's what
got
the
two
channel is.
two videos up, you said right now?
I've one live right now. The video that I just posted the other day is how to ride the bus.
Hmm.
But it's not live just yet. I still need to create the thumbnail and do all the tags and descriptions and all that. But the video itself is finished. I can give you a tease if you want to tease.
Sure.
I'll show you the first I'll show you like the first 10 seconds. How's that?
Okay, do you want me to switch over to your? I'll put you on the screen.
Oh, sure.
There you go.
This is
You're
super
big.
bootleg. I'm gonna play this right off of my phone. Super super bootleg. But here you go. How am I gonna do this? I can't see the screen. All right.
Let's press play.
Yeah, but I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go.
Hey, let's go ride the bus. Okay, so riding the bus is really easy, but there are a few things that you need to know before you jump on the bus for your very first time. First of all, know where you're going. This might seem super obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people hop on the bus without actually knowing where they're going.
Okay, so that's just a tease. That's just a quick little tease.
What people can expect when they tune in after it goes live.
Yeah. You can take me off of the main video.
Right. Good idea.
I mean, as much as I love looking at myself.
You know, it's me not paying enough attention because I'm building Legos.
I love that Doctor Strange minifig. That's really cool.
It is very cool. That was one of the reasons I bought this set because I'm like, oh man, I have like most of the Avengers, but Doctor Strange is one that I don't have. And because I mean, obviously I just built the Daily Bugle last year, so I already had a Spider-Man. So it wasn't like I needed another Spider-Man because I also had another Spider-Man minifig from years ago. But this is I don't know if MJ has been a minifigure before, and also because Wong was in this. So, but then now there's the other Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange set that I just got.
So many variants.
Yeah.
You have all the Loki variant minifigs.
I have 2 of them. Well, I have 3, 4. 4. So I have Sylvie. I have Loki variant from the Loki series. I have the Loki Gator, and I have the typical kind of Loki with his crowny helmet kind of thing.
So let's take the Loki variant. There was like 4 different variants or 5 different variants of Loki in the show?
Yes.
I'm not asking for the world here. I'm just saying in a major motion picture called Spider-Man No Way Home, I think we can safely assume that if you have multiple variants of Peter Parker that we haven't ever seen before, I think people would lose their minds.
Mm-hmm.
I think people would love that. Have a like I said, a Brad Pitt Spider-Man. Let's have Timothy Chalamet Spider-Man. Let's have an Aunt
They
May
could have brought
Spider-Man.
in Peter Parker, you know, like Spider-Man.
Technically, they
like
could
they
not.
No,
they could not, because the spell called for
that's right.
Peter
That's
Parker.
Right. That's right.
So you can't have Penny Parker. You can't have like those other type. You can't even bring in Miles Morales from a different universe.
Okay, so here's another thing that somebody else brought up that it didn't click for me until I just rewatched the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but Electro did not know Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
That is correct. No, he didn't. And also, I don't believe Flint Marko knew.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. So I stand corrected. But yeah, you are correct. He did not.
They reached that point like towards the end where they discussed the fact that he was the person who really killed his uncle. Rewatched.
What? Say that again?
Flint Marko was really the person who killed Uncle Ben.
Correct. Yeah, which I didn't like that.
So there was a conversation about that between Spider-Man and Sandman.
Was that in the third act? Was that at the very end? When did
I think so, yeah.
happen?
Yeah. I mean, I just rewatched it. So I don't remember all of the details, but I remember there was a conversation about that.
Okay. All right, cool. So Flint Marko knew, but yeah, no. Oh, I'm sorry. What's his bucket did not know. Electro.
Exactly.
Sorry, Max.
So how is that explained?
And also, there's what you were referencing when Electro saw Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man for the first time, he took his mask off and he goes, "Huh, I thought you'd be black."
Right.
So yeah, so they even call it out in No Way Home. So they're breaking their own rules here.
I know.
And they also broke the rules in the mid credit scene when Venom gets sucked back. Like, why did Venom get put into this universe? Because he didn't know who Peter Parker was.
I thought the same thing, and I asked that question in a Facebook group that I'm part of for
Did you get an
discussing
answer?
this sort of thing. Yes, and the answer I got was that the symbiotes apparently have
With the
like
hive mind?
the hive mind. So, and that's across like all of the different across the multiverse, and that was the reason I got. And I still don't know that I really like that explanation.
Well, that's the only explanation I've ever heard. But that does not explain why a little teeny tiny little bit of the symbiote stayed behind.
Yes, how does that happen?
Because if anyone who
everything
knew
she's-
Peter Parker was Spider-Man now gets sucked back into their original universe, that tiny little bit of
should have also
Venom
got sucked back.
splooge would also get sucked back, but it didn't.
What do you call it? Venom splooge.
Venom splooge.
Okay, so one of the things I enjoyed was some of the dialogue. So do you have any like favorite lines from the movie?
This is gonna be really cliche, but I really dug that instead of saying with great power comes great responsibility, I love that Aunt May said the original line that Stanley wrote in the first time he ever wrote that line, which was, with great power there also must come great responsibility, which is basically the same thing, but it's an homage to Stanley because that was originally. Yeah. We all just flippantly say with great power comes great responsibility, but that wasn't the original way that it was written. So I do kind of like that line.
Sorry, my kid was coming out of the bathroom again.
Oh,
So, like,
I heard like a screeching sound and I was like, what's happening? What? Because I have my headphones on so I can't hear like ambient
everything.
noise.
Yeah. Okay.
It scared me. How about you? Any memorable lines?
Well, the line that we keep saying in the house, which is how I managed to eventually convince my older kid to watch Daredevil, was that I'm just a really good lawyer.
I'm just a really good lawyer.
I'm just a really good lawyer.
Really good. I like that a
That was
lot.
great. I love that so much. I enjoyed a lot of the exchanges between the three different Spider-Mans, and like how they were comparing their experiences, and like Maguire and Garfield have no idea who the Avengers are.
Yeah.
And
that is awesome. Who are they?
Them Holland and Garfield asking Maguire if his web fluid comes out of anywhere else.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Because I rewatched only the first Maguire film before I went to see the see No Way Home in the theater the first time, and that was something that I didn't remember for the movies, but like I'm just like, hey, that's not how he's meant to have web shooters. In this movie, it comes out of his body. So I love that they called that out.
Yeah, I mean they had to, right? Yeah, they had to call that stuff out. So like, and it makes it okay that not any one of those films or series are perfect,
Yeah.
in and of themselves. None of them are the quintessential thing because they're all different in their own ways.
Yep.
And they have that allowance now because of this one movie.
Hmm.
They have the allowance.
Yeah, and so on that note, like I rewatched both of Garfield's movies after I watched Nowhere Home the second time, and I felt like I had a greater appreciation for his movies now as a
Yeah.
result,
Yeah.
that I didn't have before.
Now, do you think that Sony might continue on with the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man films
Well,
after
I
the
keep
success
I keep
and
seeing
response?
headlines along that line, and I'm just like, I don't know.
What I can't quite decipher is, are these rumors or are these like are these leaked rumors from the studio or from
Mm.
people close to the project, or are these just purely fan
Speculation.
projections? Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't know who are the fans who liked Garfield's Spider-Man the best. Like, is it just like a particular generation that like were of a certain age when those movies came out, or um, or what? Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't say that I like them the best, but I like them all on the same level for very different reasons. I'm one of the very few people that unabashedly loves The Amazing Spider-Man 2. A lot of people hate that movie and they say that it's the worst of all the Spider-Man movies. When I walked out of the theater, I thought it was the best of all the Spider-Man movies. Like, I really dug it. I thought it was really fun and really well done and all the stuff. But, I can understand where other people are, saying like, yeah, too many villains and like the third act just went on way too long and it was a little hokey in parts. Okay, yeah, I get that, sure. But it was fun. Like, I really liked the story that they were telling.
Wait,
And
it had. Wait. Oh no,
no,
it
go
had
ahead.
three villains. Sorry, I for some reason I had felt like it had fewer villains than what Spider-Man 3 had, but it was the same.
It was, I mean, yeah, he had 3, but it really wasn't 3 because
No.
Rhino wasn't really a villain. He was there. And I understand that people were really upset when it just ended so abruptly in the middle of a fight, but it wasn't about him fighting Rhino. It
No,
was
it was
never
about
about.
him. It was about him returning after like his traumatic grief of losing his
Exactly.
girlfriend.
Yeah. And again, I also understand the critiques of saying like you spend 2 hours telling this grand love story and then she dies, and then in film time he gets over it in like 5 minutes. It's a
Yeah.
5-minute montage and then he's done being mopey. Like, that should have been the story of the movie, is she dies in the first act or in the second act or whatever, and he's got to spend a good amount of the film coming to terms with that, and they never did. Which, okay, fine, that's a valid argument. It just didn't bother me
Hmm.
the way that it bothered other people, I guess.
I don't remember like any of that kind of argument or anything when I saw it. So it's been a while. It was 2014 that movie came out,
Yeah.
and that time of my life was I think it came out after my ex-husband had already moved to the US, but before me and the kids did, um, because I saw that movie with the other guy that I was seeing at the time and the kids
Gotcha.
in Malaysia. So like that's for me, it's kind of in the context of that, and I
Sure.
hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it again since then, and I'm glad that I rewatched it because there was so much. Like the only thing that I had remembered was the big battle with Electro towards the end of the film in the climax.
Oh, see, one of my favorite parts of that movie was the Times Square scene.
Oh yeah, that was
Like,
a good scene.
that's the moment that Max, what's his last name? That's the moment that he becomes Electro.
Mm.
And like he's nervous, he's upset. He finds himself in this really weird situation where he can absorb electricity and kind of weaponize it. He doesn't understand what's going on. He doesn't understand Spider-Man. All of a sudden Spider-Man's there. He's like, what's happening? What's like, I look up to you. And then like in that pure misunderstanding, and maybe in No Way Home, it would have been nice to have, because they did have that conversation between the two of them after, Electro had the electricity zapped out of him. It would have been nice maybe to have a little bit of closure and just saying, like, revisiting that thing of like, you're not a nobody. You are a somebody. Yeah, you may have been an awkward person, but like this power of electricity gave you a gift. It didn't just give you the power to command electricity. It gave you an ability to see that you have abilities beyond yourself, and not just in a physical sense, in a personal way. Like you can talk to people, you can relate to people differently now than you ever used to.
Yeah.
The way you carry yourself, confidence, having electricity gave you confidence. And that was kind of a missed opportunity, because that was Electro's, that was the whole crux of why Electro was a bad guy.
Because he
felt that he was a villain. He turned into a villain because he felt that he wasn't being respected, and people made fun of him. And it was Spider-Man, the misunderstanding, the last straw, the one person that he idolized more than anyone else, Spider-Man. He misunderstood that Spider-Man didn't turn his back on him.
Yeah. And so now he is a villain. Yeah, and then so seeing him in No Way Home was interesting, right? Because in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's pure electricity. You don't actually see him look like a person anymore after he gets doused.
After a while, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although that reminds me, like, some other great lines in the movie is just like the fact that they keep drawing attention to silly things like, how did you turn into a villain? I fell into a vat of electric eels.
You got to be careful where you fall.
And then like the laughing at Otto Octavius's name. It's like, is that your real name?
When Aunt May comes in, like, do you want fresh water or salt water? It's like, what?
Yes.
Because you're an octopus? What are you talking about?
Anyway, so as I was saying, but in No Way Home, he's got his body back, right? So it's not the same as how he was in. Did they explain that? Like how?
No, they didn't. Well,
I don't know if it was that just because he felt like the electricity was different and the energy was different in the universe that he was pulled into.
Are you talking about his body specifically? Because I don't think Electro ever actually lost his body. I think in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, they kind of visually explain without verbally explaining that he now is able to
have his physical body.
Yeah, like he's able to
it would have been nice for them to show him as his regular body in Amazing Spider-Man 2 if he was able to.
Well, they kind of did. There was the like I said, there was the Times Square battle, and then even towards the end, like his body
blue the entire time.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. So like he's so he's blue in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but in No Way Home, he's got his regular black body back.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
I wasn't clear enough of what I was trying to say.
But he has his body.
His body is blue in Amazing Spider-Man, but it's
Fair.
black in
Fair.
in No Way Home. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, and again, like is it a perfect movie? No. There are so many plot holes and yeah, I don't know, just like unexplained things that don't make sense. They're there because we want them there and because the story needs them to be there, but they don't make logical sense. It's the same thing with like time travel in Avengers Endgame. They established what the rule was and then they broke the rule. So
you mentioned that you didn't think that Flint Marko Sandman knew who Peter Parker was in Spider-Man 3. So they could have used Topher Grace's Venom, brought him in, because he definitely did.
Yeah, yes, he knew that Peter Parker. Yes, exactly. And I understand nobody wants to see
two Venoms.
No, nobody. Yeah, nobody wants to see two Venoms. Nobody wants to see Topher Grace's Venom, and I will say Topher Grace's Venom was abysmal, but I will defend Topher Grace as
Eddie Brock.
As Eddie Brock was.
He was a great Eddie Brock.
Brilliant. He was incredible. You didn't need to put Venom in that movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
he
I
was
think
great as Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock was a perfect villain for Peter Parker, the same way that I don't know, Green Goblin is a perfect villain for Spider-Man. Like Eddie Brock as a character destroys Peter Parker's life.
Although in Spider-Man 3,
it just does.
Peter Parker destroyed Eddie Brock's life.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's only because he had like the symbiote suit. And
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah. I just thought that was such a clever move to just to bring in Eddie Brock as the villain to Peter Parker, as opposed to a villain to Spider-Man. And just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. We don't need him to turn him into Venom in the next movie. Just keep him as Eddie Brock in this movie. Thanks a lot, Sony, for screwing the pooch.
Maybe it was just that they were like, well, we're pretty sure we're not going to make a fourth movie, so let's just stick as much.
No, but they were planning on making a fourth film. John Malkovich was going to be Vulture.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, John Malkovich was going to be
so
Vulture.
Because they stuck too many villains in, people complained about it and they didn't make another one.
And well, it wasn't just too many villains. The studio basically told Sam Raimi how to make the film, and Sam Raimi was just like, "This is not how I make my movies. I make the movie. The studio doesn't tell me how to make the movie." So when it came down to doing Spider-Man 4, both because both of their contracts, Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi, they were only on contract for 3 movies.
Right. So they didn't renew.
Yeah, so they didn't renew, yeah. Which is why they rebooted for Amazing Spider-Man.
Did you get really distracted by Tobey Maguire's lip thing in No Way Home?
What lip thing?
Obviously not then. Like, just the way he held his mouth, like it looked like his upper lip. He should have been able to move it, but he wasn't moving it.
I did not notice that.
It was really distracting for me.
For my next viewing, I will
keep an eye out for that.
No, I never noticed that.
I don't remember if it was something that like happened for the end, like all of his scenes, but when he first came in, that was all I could notice. I'm like, why do you look like that right now? And like so much so that when I rewatched like I think it must have been Spider-Man 2, his Spider-Man 2, I I was looking like, does your lip just normally naturally do that? And I didn't feel like it did. So
I mean,
like, what's going on here?
he hasn't been in this is his first movie since The Great Gatsby. So it's quite possible that he's had like work done or something like that.
I don't know.
Um
I don't know.
you earlier you asked me about some of my favorite quotes or lines from the movie.
Mhm. You got that one?
I really particularly liked when Andrew Garfield turns to Tobey Maguire and says, "So, are you going into battle dressed as a youth pastor, or do you have a costume?"
Yes.
I thought that was brilliant.
I was like, oh no, it's underneath.
That was absolutely wonderful.
Yep, I love that too.
So when I went to go see the movie again today, there were these two younger girls, and I say younger, I'm almost 40 years old. So there were these two girls in their 20s sitting right behind me. And they were
Mhm.
talking, granted, they were whispering throughout the whole movie, but, they were talking throughout the whole movie. And I didn't mind. I usually hate it when people are talking through movies. I hate it. But I didn't mind it because what I could glean from their conversation, the one girl had never seen any Marvel movie ever in her life. And
Wow.
the other girl was a massive fangirl. And so she was explaining everything to her. Okay, well, this character's doing this because in a previous movie, oh, that's when that, oh, okay. And it was so endearing to hear this girl who is so passionate and loved these movies so much explain it to her friend. And her friend was like, cool, like, I am on board. I want to know all about it, but I know nothing about it. It was very sweet.
That's great.
But future reference, if you talk during a movie, I will shut you up.
I have two pieces that I don't know where they were supposed to go.
Lego does that all the time.
But they're big pieces, so they should have somewhere that
Lego
they should
does
go.
that all the time. I just did a for my advent calendar, I did a Lego Harry Potter advent calendar for Christmas.
Oh, wait, there's an
And there were
Lego.
so many pieces like that just didn't go with the sets. Some were extras.
No, I missed it here.
You figured out where they go.
Yeah.
You probably could have left them out and like nobody ever would know.
No, so right now you can see where this statue is.
Yep.
It's not meant to cover his head.
Oh, well. Dominica, see, this is why we can't have nice things.
I don't know how I missed that step, but anyway, at least I figured out where I was supposed to go.
Yeah. Fixing problems.
I'm good. Sorry, I interrupted because I was
No,
trying to figure that
I don't
out.
even remember what I was talking about.
See, that looks better now. You can see it.
Oh, that's much better.
And he's got a jewel there. I just feel like Black Cat's gonna eventually come in and steal that.
Oof. Yeah, what are we gonna... I mean, we technically got Black Cat in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but we kind
just
of
because there was a character called Felicia,
and nobody said bye. Bye, Felicia.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put myself on mute just while I open the last bag. Okay. So feel free to chat and I'll listen.
You put yourself on mute, and I'm gonna eat a piece of bread. This bread is so delicious. It's actually kind of stale. I've had it for a few days. It's still good. It's getting on the stale side. I hope everybody's really enjoying listening to the sound of my munching.
I mean, I could put myself off mute again and just have the crackling sounds of the wrapping being opened.
Good. Actually, I am currently out of beverage, so if you will excuse me, I'm going to go refill my cup. I'll be right
It's a
back.
great time since I'm opening bags.
Yeah. And we're back.
I'm back. A bit extra light, see if that helps. I don't think so.
Did you miss me?
Yes, I did very much.
Good.
You can help me pick the face for MJ now. You want this like smirky kind of eyebrow raise thing? You can see that
Or, yeah.
or
yeah.
just more neutral, but still a slight eyebrow raise. It's still kind of
I think I like this one better.
I think so too.
I think that face is better suited for Michelle Jones Watson.
Mm-hmm.
That hair isn't, though. That's Hermione Granger hair.
They probably stole it from the Hermione Granger Lego.
Yeah.
There you go.
I also liked there was that moment. Oh, I can't remember specifically what happened, but they were down in like this little dungeon grotto thing of Doctor Strange's basement, and Peter grabs the cube, the magic Deus Ex Machina cube, and he runs out of the building, and MJ is standing there kind of in like this half karate pose of like, nobody move. You have to get, if you want Peter, you have to get through me. But it was all in like her body language that I found really charming and really endearing of like, really, come on. Like, what do you think you're going to do against like all these super villains? Like what kind of a barrier do you really think you're providing here? But I thought it was really funny.
Yep.
And also like, what happened with all the FBI investigation stuff? Like the Department of Defense Control, or like whatever they're called. All the legal stuff, like they set it up in the first act and then never referenced it again.
Matt Murdock got him off, and then everything was hunky dory. I would have liked to have seen that part of the story. Actually,
yeah, same. Like that
I really would have
really
liked to see what it was that Matt Murdock did to sort things out. Like, was he involved much, or did something else happen to that they decided, oh yeah, we're just not going to do anything about this?
Like, it begs the question, if you're not going to go anywhere with that story, why even bring it up in the first place? Yeah. Again, not a perfect movie, but it was fun.
That's right. These are some pretty cool crystals here.
Just as long as they're not made out of skulls. We don't want no crystal skulls around here.
Aww. But why?
Why?
Do something with them.
The crystal skull?
I don't know.
No, it's just a terrible Indiana Jones.
I've only seen the Indiana Jones movies once. So It's been a
Have
while.
you seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Is that the one with
Shia LaBeouf?
Yes.
That's a
Yes, I
garbage
did.
movie.
Yep.
And I don't know how I feel about this new one coming out. I do not have high hopes. When I heard that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was A, starring in it, and B, helping to write the story, I was thinking, all right, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, like, yeah, let's see what she's going to bring to the Indiana Jones franchise. And then story leaks started coming out and photos, and it looks like they're doing time travel.
Oh my
And
god, what? That doesn't seem like
yeah,
it should be part of the franchise.
it really doesn't. So, I mean, who knows what the story is actually going to end up being? But as far as like set leaks and rumors and stuff like that,
You're
it's
not
all time
impressed.
based. I'm like, oh no, Indiana Jones, what are you doing, man?
Fair.
Like, I understand the argument that nobody else can play Indiana Jones except for Harrison Ford. Okay, but like a lot of people play James Bond, and like we're all okay with that. Nobody can play Black Panther except for Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, they can, and it's not disrespectful. Like, recast the character, please.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Ugh. So like, just let Chris Pratt be Indiana Jones, and just make some fun movies, right? Let's just make some fun movies.
Wait, do you actually want Chris Pratt to do it? Or are you just saying it because he gets cast in everything that a lot of people think that he should
No,
be
I
cast
actually
in?
think Chris Pratt would make an excellent Indiana Jones. I would love to see that. Just make an all new adventure. You know, set it in the 1930s, 1920s. You know, same time period. Let's bring back the Nazis. You know, just like a really fun Indiana Jones adventure, with a new actor. Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. But, or you know, how about Donald Glover? If we had Donald Glover as Indiana Jones, how fun would that be? That'd be a completely different vibe. But yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, they need to, if they're going to be, I don't know. I liked this might be controversial. I don't know how you feel about this. I liked the all women Ghostbusters. So I like it when, if they are going to redo something, they'll do something completely different with it. But then I also enjoyed the Ghostbusters Afterlife, which drew more on some of the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, Ghostbusters Answer the Call, or 2016 Ghostbusters, whatever we're calling it. It's not the train wreck that mainstream media would make you believe it is. It's a fine movie. It's okay. It's not great. It fails in a lot of ways, but I think it also succeeds in a lot of ways. It was doing its own thing. It wasn't trying to be
the
an
original.
Ghostbusters movie. Yeah. It's frustrating that you know,
I think for me, it was the movie that cemented how much I really just adore Kate McKinnon.
Oh yeah. Of course. Yes.
Like I had enjoyed her in like some of the Saturday Night Live sketches that I'd seen her in, but I think that was the first movie that I'd seen her in. And I was like, oh man, she is hilarious. Mega crush time. That's kind of where I was at.
Kate McKinnon's incredible. Just, I'm not going to say everything she touches turns to gold, because clearly that is not the case. But she's just so enjoyable to watch in whatever role she's in.
Yep. Even when she plays an Australian, which I thought I would feel like I'd watch her do an Australian accent for an entire film. We were like, oh my God, you're just screwing
what
up.
What movie was she playing an Australian?
It was like one of those girls' night movies. I can't remember what it was called. Rough Night? Right? No.
Oh, yeah. The one
called?
where they like end up killing a male stripper or something like that.
They did some really wild stuff.
I vaguely remember this, yes. But yeah, 2016 Ghostbusters was not the train wreck that people make it out to be. It was fine.
I
The
felt like a
marketing,
lot of people just deliberately wanted to hate on it because it was women.
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
why are you hating
Yeah.
this so much?
yeah,
And then I also loved that, we've got Chris Hemsworth as the
like the sexy
they just-
male secretary.
right, exactly. So they
Oh
just
yeah,
they did reverse all of the roles.
that was really funny.
I
think
and
they
I
went a
love
little
that.
far with his dumbness. Like the whole there's a telephone in underwater that he can't answer because it's under, or I can't remember. There's something
I
about
need to
that, but
rewatch it.
I think they made him a little too dumb.
Too dumb. I think that was deliberate, though. I felt like it was intentional because of how they were playing into how badly characterized, like one-dimensional women end up being in
that's
a lot
fair.
of movies.
More of a commentary as opposed to more commentary, less comedy.
Yes, that's what I felt like it was doing.
Yeah, I could see that. I think where that movie really failed was the marketing. Because remember the first trailer that came out? It was something like 30 years ago. 4 scientists from New York busted ghosts, and now 30 years later, and you're like,
I don't remember any of the trailers.
so the marketing of that movie, it was very ambiguous if this was a sequel or if this was an alternate universe, because they weren't really clear on that point. And so you go into this movie and everyone's doing these cameos and all this stuff, and you can't quite tell if these are sorry, my brain is all over the place. Where are we in this universe? Is this the Ghostbusters multiverse?
Is it the Ghostbusters multiverse, or is it the same universe? And then I guess it was not meant to be the same universe, given that they completely ignored it in Afterlife.
Which, yes, agreed. And Afterlife, I think I have 2 critiques with Afterlife. I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. It needed more ghosts. Right? It needed more ghosts. And it needed more of that
The music.
It needed more
but what I did really, really like that it had was that the kid from Stranger Things got to dress up in the Ghostbusters outfit, and because he
did it.
He did it in Stranger Things.
Well, where is it? Can you see it? Oh, my equipment is blocking it, but I have here. Hold on.
Right, let me pull you on the screen, and then we can get a better view.
Oh no, I'm knocking everything over. Stay.
Hey, we have a comment that's talking about it. Hang on. I need to turn that video off because all the you've got all of the Ghostbusters Stranger Things.
So yeah, you're right.
Is Snoogway someone that you know, Mike?
Maybe. I'm not familiar with the handle Snoogway. 2016, its story was mediocre. That relies on nostalgia, but employs obnoxious characters to do so. That simply no one cares about. I will go so far as to agree with that statement. In that the characters were all slightly obnoxious. They were, because one of Paul Feig's directorial strengths is that he allows the actors to improvise in a way that creates excellent chemistry. But where Ghostbusters failed is that there was so much improvisation on that set, they lost the story. The story really suffered at the fact of, oh, well, let's just make a really fun, lighthearted scene and you guys can improvise and we'll just do multiple takes and we'll just see what we get. And that lost the momentum for the story. And the story really suffered because almost every scene without fail suffered because we're going for the joke. Oh, we're going for the joke. This scene's got to be funny. What's the joke? Oh, we got to go for the joke. And so we lost a lot of the heart. We lost the meaning of why we're here. So yeah, I will agree with that.
It depends. It depends how much of it. Maybe the intention behind it was not what you're expecting it to be. Maybe it was more of a commentary of, like I said, with their characterization for the Dub Mayo character.
I hate to play devil's advocate here, but you could make that argument about literally anything. Well, maybe it was. Well, maybe it wasn't. And if it was,
we get to create our own meaning from the story. And I enjoyed it.
Again, you can do that with literally anything. Like
yes,
you can watch Dora the Explorer and say, there's great meaning. Well, actually, that's a bad example because Dora the Explorer actually has a lot of hidden meaning in it, and it's meant to be that way. But how about what's a really bad piece of how about Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Oh, this is high art. You don't see it, but this is high concept art here, you guys. No, it's not. It's just a really stupid movie that we all love. It's got a great soundtrack. It's a really crazy premise. Snoogway says, to me, it wasn't coherent and the tone didn't represent the originals at all. I will talk about devil's advocate. I will go against that a little bit and saying, to Dominica's point, I think they were trying to make it its own thing. I don't think they were trying to recreate the originals. I think it was trying to be its own thing. I feel like I'm missing. Is there?
What?
Oh no, I'm just going through the comments. I'm just making sure that we haven't missed any.
No, there was a spam thing I didn't put up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I keep getting, and it always says the same thing. I keep getting those kind of spam comments on my streams from YouTube.
Yeah. To me, it wasn't coherent, and the tone didn't represent the originals at all. Yeah, I actually kind of liked the tone of 2016 Ghostbusters, because it was bright and it was lighthearted. I think they could have done a story with more gravitas. Like there were no consequences by the end of it. There wasn't much heart. I will say that. Snoogway says, yes, but not at the expense of why people fell in love with it to begin with.
I don't know what that was in response to.
What was I saying before? You're talking about the originals. Why people fell in love with the original to begin with. Sure, yeah, I could probably get on board with that statement. It's just, in the end, it was a movie that didn't ultimately work. It's not a good movie. I think it's a fun watch. I don't think it's necessarily a good movie, but I also don't think that it's the travesty or the train wreck that other people think it is, or make it out to be. Now, I'm
glad I went in and saw it like before people started talking about it to a great extent, because I got to enjoy it without worrying about what other people thought. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Dominica.
Sure.
Is this being streamed on YouTube?
Yes, that's why
That's
these
where the comments are coming
on
from.
YouTube.
There it is.
Yeah, you can see like I don't know if you can see there's an icon at the like bottom right of the user icon that tells you which platform
Gotcha. Yep, I see what you mean.
they're commenting from.
Hey, as much as I love looking at myself, you want to put your Legos back up on the screen?
I'm not showing my Lego. Thank you for reminding me. I am very bad.
Snoogway asks a new question. What's your take on the Green Lantern movie? Oh boy.
the Ryan Reynolds one, right?
Yeah.
Oh god. I have not seen it since it was in the theater. So I don't want to comment on it because I don't really remember it at all. But I will what I will say is that my older kid and I have like this joke where like I don't know, it was a couple of months ago now, I think, that we would make a joke about different characters that Ryan Reynolds played. So I was like, oh yeah, Green Lantern is Deadpool, and Deadpool is also Detective Pikachu. Stuff like that.
Snookaway says, I don't think anyone's seen it since it's been in the theater. I wish that was true, because I can personally vouch and say,
wait,
I may have purchased it on Blu-ray.
Oh, you have it.
I don't know why. I don't know why I purchased it. I don't know why I actually spent additional money on that movie, but I did buy it. I bought the extended version.
Did you like it the first time and then think, oh, I'm going to watch this again, and then watched it again and you're like, oh, why did I like this? Or was it more like some other reason?
I think that's a fair assessment. He says, was it on sale? Let's hope. Let's hope. I believe, because I remember who I saw that movie with, and I remember walking out of the theater thinking, okay, that was not terrible. But in all fairness, I also had that same thought when I saw the first Suicide Squad in theaters too. I think I was taken.
I'll let you explain, but I have a movie that I had that same experience with recently. But I'll
please,
let you.
No, do tell. What was it?
Okay, so I have not one but two copies of the Daredevil movie on DVD.
So
I have the theatrical cut and I have the director's cut, because I remember loving it at the theater. Obviously, at that time, I had no context for what Daredevil was supposed to be like. And so I rewatched it recently because I've been on this Daredevil kick and reading a ton of Daredevil stuff. And now, so rewatching, I was like, oh my god, you made him a murderer. Like, I had this whole running commentary on my Facebook.
Man. No, I think Daredevil was slightly better. I think it was better than Green Lantern, but yeah, Green Lantern. I was really taken with Sinestro. I really liked how they built the Green Lantern. I like how the core looked on screen. I thought that was really cool. I like how they did Kilowog. And I liked the connection with Sinestro Corps. I thought, shoot, who was the villain? It was a big yellow diarrhea monster.
I'm remotely familiar to like any DC characters apart from the most well-known ones, so I would not be able to answer you that, even if I'd seen it recently.
So bad. It was such a train wreck. Snoogway, if you're still watching, I'm curious as to why. I'm curious as to why you bring this up. Or if we're just talking about like bad movies, if that's what we're talking about now. But yeah, I'm curious. Why was Green Lantern on your mind? I want to know if you're still watching. I want to know.
That's a fair question, Mike, because I usually prefer to focus on the things I do enjoy. That's what I usually talk about.
I would hope that most people do.
Well, no, there's a lot of people that like to complain and hate on things.
This
I mean,
also is true.
That's Twitter, right? Isn't that what all you find on Twitter?
Ooh, can I show you some of my most recent Christmas gift acquisitions? Actually,
Yes,
I'll show you
can,
my
but
Christmas
let me
gift
know when you're
acquisition.
ready for me to actually put you on the screen so I can put you back.
Okay. You can put me up. You can put me up. So I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and it was San Diego Con special edition, and they had the
from
Ninja
Ninja
Turtles
Turtles.
from Ninja Turtles 2.
Too.
Look at the spines
That looks
on
so
the back
good.
of this. They're so prickly and they're very pointy and they hurt a lot. And so we have Toka and I have Raza. I'm just gonna keep Raza where he is right back here because he's a little
Will
more
he fall
difficult to
over?
get to. Yeah, but I have these like so carefully put in here. But yeah, I was so thrilled. Oh, when I found them, they were the last two left. Snoogaway says, at its core, I like it. As you said, I like the core, the visuals, choice of cast. Agreed. Ryan Reynolds was a wonderful Hal Jordan. They didn't give him anything to do, and the script was terrible. But yes, he was a great choice for Hal Jordan. Says a great
I
choice of
probably
cast.
would not have seen that film had it not been for the fact that he was in it. Like, I will say that.
I'm same a lot of people, I'm sure. He finishes off his thought by saying, I'm putting the pronoun his and he and him, assuming Snoogway identifies that way. So apologies if that's not how you identify. I'm just
Correct us
using it.
if
So
it's wrong.
apologies. But he says just it was executed poorly. It was executed poorly. They had some pretty interesting ideas in there. I like I didn't mind his wife being Carol oh shoot, what's her name? Um oh, why can't I think of the character's name? Anyway, like the female love interest, Blake Lively. I didn't mind her in that role.
Oh, is that where they met?
I believe that's where they met. I believe.
See,
Don't
like
quote me on that.
I have no idea who she is. So clearly, she didn't make an impression on me. But I did recently. I say recently. I'm behind on watching stuff that I borrow from the library. But I did recently borrow a film that she's in with. I want to say Anna Kendrick. Because I'm like, I have no idea who this Blake Lively person is.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the film. My wife loves that movie, and I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. The visuals, Snoogway, you're right. The visuals of Green Lantern were pretty awesome. They just kind of misused they underappreciated, they undervalued what Hal Jordan can actually do. Like the ring came to Hal Jordan because he truly is fearless. He's not scared of anything. And they didn't really play up that nobility of his character very well. Yeah, his best friend, played by Taika Waititi. That's right, Taika Waititi's in
He
that
was in
movie.
it too? I did not know that.
He plays like the best friend. I don't know, just like there was that I felt like that was a weird casting choice. Yeah, I don't know, but like at one point, didn't he use the ring to make like a race car track? And then like there's like this race car that swirls around, and then Hector was it Hector Hammond, I believe was the villain's name, and also the visuals of like Hector Hammond's head getting like abnormally large. It just seemed weird. I don't know. I didn't like how they did that. Snoogway says, moving off topic, I'm finding this interesting. How many more Jurassic Parks and Jurassic Worlds do you think they will make before they release or realize creating dinosaurs is bad. Also, he is the correct pronoun. Thank you so much for confirming that. Yeah, man. That's
Well, given how poorly this pandemic has gone on because people don't want to listen, I think it'll just go on forever.
it could. I
Have you
mean,
seen some of the tweets and stuff released from the Jurassic Park Twitter account?
I have not, but you have just intrigued me.
It relates to that sort of thing. Like, they're jokes against things that people are doing in the pandemic.
So, I mean, herein lies the hubris of humanity, right? We always think that, oh, well, we'll learn from the mistakes of others, and a lot of times we do. But the hubris is that we actually think we're better than what we are, right? We always think we're up here, but we're kind of in the middle. And I think the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies are kind of an allegory in that we need to be cut down sometimes. We need to be shown it's not always okay to reach for the stars. We have to know our limits, right? Hey, reach for the stars, go for it, but also do your homework. Let's parallax. Yes, that was the green yellow diarrhea monster that was floating around.
Diarrhea monster
from Green Lantern. He was the ultimate villain. He wasn't the main villain, but he was the ultimate villain. In the comics, Parallax is a it's more of a creature. I believe Parallax has like 8 legs, maybe 6 legs, but not like a spider kind of thing, like more utilitarian. And Parallax is the embodiment of fear, right? So if Hal Jordan doesn't possess fear, then the opposite side of it, and you know, that's what the color green represents. The opposite of that is fear, the actual living embodiment of fear. So what happens when you put someone who isn't fearful at all in front of the embodiment of fear, and you have like these two opposites battling each other out? But Parallax is an actual creature as opposed to this nebulous diarrhea poop monster that just like floats through the air and like absorbs stuff. Like, that's not a villain. It's just large amounts of diarrhea that can fly. That's what that is. And it just it's the same thing in Silver Rise of the Silver Surfer. I'm tripping over my words. In Fantastic Four 2, which I contend is not a bad movie, still not a great movie, but it's not a train wreck either. When they have Galactus come in to like devour worlds, it was like this intergalactic, I don't know, like tornado or like hurricane, like in outer space, that just kind of like devours worlds. That's not who Galactus is. Galactus is an actual person with a giant helmet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they did the same thing to Parallax as what they did to Galactus, and I don't know, it was just weird. But yeah, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I mean, as you can tell from my t-shirt, and aside from being a huge Ninja Turtle fan, also a huge Jurassic Park fan. Favorite movie of all time.
Figure out how best to display this. I think I'm going to switch this camera off. Switch over to
hello. I'm back.
Hi. Hang on, put me on. I'm changing my camera to the one that's actually on my computer, so then I can get a better view of the oh, hi.
Whoa! I didn't know that you had another camera.
That's my webcam.
Hey, what's up, webcam?
I'll probably do like a closer view with this one in a second.
Snoogway says, I'm gonna catch some hate for this, but I liked Interstellar. I don't think there's a reason to catch hate for that. It wasn't a bad movie.
I don't remember which one that one was.
That was Chris Nolan. I think it was right after. I think it was the movie he did right after Dark Knight Rises. Matthew
maybe I didn't see that one. I
McConaughey,
don't
Outer
think I saw that
Space. Well, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to give any spoilers
I'm
away.
not
But
gonna see it.
the whole concept of Interstellar was that all the natural resources were quickly being depleted from planet Earth. So these different groups of scientists were sending kind of like these expeditions out into outer space to see if they could find any other natural resources on other planets and possibly like move. Oh no, Michelangelo fell over. But yeah, they're looking for natural resources on other planets and stuff. But yeah,
My Spider-Man lamp. Can you see that?
I see. It looks like a nutsack hanging from a lamp. Oh, there I can see it now. Yeah, there I can see it.
No, I meant like I was hoping that the. Hang on, maybe it's better if I use this camera. I'll change my camera again.
This is the behind the
This is
scenes
behind the scenes.
Lego build after dark.
Yeah, is that better? Ooh, we can do it like a little. Ooh. How's that? Ooh,
Wow.
it's too bright. Hang on.
So Snoogway just said, it's just crazy to me that Heath Ledger died 14 years ago. Where did the time go?
What?
14 years? 2008? Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Heath Ledger's from the same part of Australia that I'm from. So
Ooh, do tell.
I
You guys grow up together? Your
no,
pancakes?
no,
Your
but I
pancakes
do
together?
have a 1 degree connection.
Go on.
Because I did like some directing and acting classes with the person who like first cast him in a film.
Fun. Oh, that's really cool.
How's that? You can see some of my Chinese characters in the because I'm building the
The
Spring
Shang-Chi.
Lantern. No, the Spring Lantern Festival set at the moment as well.
What's this?
So that's
Spring Lantern
some of those
Festival?
ones here.
Oh, is that where they like light the candles inside of the lanterns and they like fly up into the air?
I don't know if they're doing that in this set. Maybe. I can show you some of it in a
Wait, is this the
second.
finished product? You're
Yeah,
done?
I'm done with the Spider-Man set now.
Aww.
So that's why I'm showing it off.
Beautiful. Can we get some close-ups? Can you get any
Let's
closer?
see. Well, I mean, this camera's not the greatest at close-ups. Maybe I can do it with the other one. Hang on. I'm going to put this back on me. And let's see if I can use... Ooh, what did I do? I thought I unplugged it. Hang on.
Yeah, Snoogway, you mentioned Heath Ledger. I'm interested. Did you ever watch his last film? Was The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus? And if you did, what did you think of it? Damn, Dominica, that's so cool.
But I need to switch over, switch my camera again. Yeah. Which one am I doing? Oh, this is the right one. I just got to be pointing at the right thing. There we go.
Oh, it's so fun. That looks so great. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
I need better lights.
Hey, one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Okay, let's see if we can do some close-ups. MJ, the light is bad. I like the Doctor Strange cape though. It's like it's not the same hard plastic. It's like a softer plastic.
Well, the design of the cape also seems to have a little bit of personality too.
Mm-hmm. They think that like the Doctor Strange cape that they had on the Spider-Man in the mystery minifigures was different. So anyway, let's see. There's a lot of detail in here. I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way so that we can do.
That's one of the things that Lego does really well is, I mean, especially with that Daily Bugle set that you did. My goodness.
All the detail.
My goodness, so much detail. I like that candelabra just kind of like hanging out.
Oh yeah, I love that too. He's got a video game console. For some reason, Doctor Strange has a video game console
Hey,
in his basement.
you can't be the Sorcerer Supreme 24/7.
It's better if I put it like this. Anyway.
Damn, that's really cool.
Yeah, MJ keeps falling over. There you go. So long. Yeah, there's a computer in the corner. There's these like alien thing coming out of the treasure chest. For some reason, there's a bike on the wall.
Well,
I feel
again,
like I should put it at, like next to Bro Thor's new Asgard because that also has like a gaming den and TV stuff.
oh, that'd be fun. Now, what is there's a big, huge hole in the wall is that like the gateway into another reality? What is this?
What I'm picturing is like on the other side of this, you'd get those the jail cells that the villains get put into. They'd be at the back. They're just not part of the scene.
I gotcha.
Here. That's what I was kind of envisioning with this.
I dig it.
Who knows?
This is really cool.
The camera's going out of focus.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's really cool.
Turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off. Bye bye. We can just chat now if you want.
Now it's
if you still want to chat, unless you want to like go to bed.
Well, it's 1:30. So I woke up this morning in Houston. I had almost 4 hours of sleep last night. I had to get up at 5:30. Yeah, I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning, Houston time, which I guess is 6 o'clock East Coast time. But man, I like, oof, gone are the days where I can run off of 4 hours of sleep and just be fine. Gone are those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was hurting this morning. I was not doing well, so I slept basically. Thankfully, I didn't have to work the flight. Snoogway, again, if you're still watching, my day job, I work as a flight attendant. I just love movies and talk about movies on my YouTube channel.
The one that you're taking a break from.
The one that I'm taking a break from so that I can do other stuff, right? Go subscribe, but I'm not posting new videos anytime soon. But there's a lot of content. I will give you that.
There is a lot of content.
I've made over 800 videos since the pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah, over
That's
800
a lot.
videos.
And I've only guested on like 3 of them.
Yeah, but some of those videos, you've guessed on like 3 or 4, but I break them up into smaller segments.
I know.
So you've really been in like, I don't know, 20 some? 20 some videos?
I was exaggerating. Yeah.
I wasn't.
There were 20 of your videos.
Oh yeah, I woke up super early this morning. I was supposed to be back in New York last night, and long story short, I can't show you the video or the photo. I want to show it. I'll show you the video when we're not live streaming.
Okay.
But okay. So I'm at the time at the beginning of the story, I'm in Denver. I'm waiting for a plane to come.
This was yesterday. You were in Denver?
This was yesterday.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, no, technically 2 days ago now because it's after midnight your time.
Thursday. Okay, so Thursday I'm in Denver, right?
Yep. Mhm.
I'm waiting for a plane coming from Chicago to come to Denver so that I can work that flight to Houston, right? So in Chicago, what happens is once they get everybody on the plane in Chicago, the jetway operator moved the jetway in such a way that it hit the engine of the aircraft and tore a massive hole in the engine. So of course, that airplane is now out of commission because it has a damaged engine. So they get everybody off the plane, had to wait almost 4 hours to get a brand new aircraft, get everybody back on that plane, and then fly it to Denver. So because that flight was 4 hours delayed, um, obviously the flight to Houston got delayed,
Yeah.
which inevitably delayed the flight back to New York. So
Mhm.
we ended up staying the night in Houston. I was supposed to be home on Friday night. Time to hang on.
Thursday
I was
night.
supposed to be back Thursday night, but we ended up staying the night and came back early this morning, Friday morning, and I'm just like all over the place. So yeah, I'm a little woohoo right now.
Well,
I've
no,
also been
it's
watching a lot of
interesting to
Seinfeld.
hear it from your perspective though, because you hear about this stuff in the news, right? That like flights are getting cancelled because there's not enough
Crew.
crew, yeah, or flight attendants to
Guilty.
make the flights. But it was because they've
Sorry,
damaged one of
America.
the planes, so the flight attendant you're supposed to have isn't available because of that. Fair enough.
Again, I have a lot of things that I want to say about this, but I am not going to say on
No,
YouTube.
it's fair. There's stuff that I can't say about my job publicly either. I mean, even privately. So I understand.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So stalemate. So yes, all that is to say it's 1:30 in the morning.
And we should probably end this and hopefully it won't be 3 months before the next time you're on my
Agreed.
stream.
I want to do a show with Jordan.
Yes.
I want to do one with him.
Yes. Well, I mean, I have other Marvel sets as well. So if we can find a time, we can still chat about Marvel stuff. I just wanted to do the Spider-Man No Way Home one before it was like really far away from when it came out.
Well, I have vacation next month in February. Every weekend is spoken for. But some of the weekdays I should be free if you and Jordan are available during the
I
weekdays.
mean, normally Jordan is more available on weekdays anyway, so I think that would probably work out, and I'm sure we can make that work.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because we have not been able to line that up. Although we'll have to try and make it work for the multiverse of madness set. So
I just have to show this off real quick.
So when I do this one, and we review Multiverse of Madness, but that's not until May, so
That's
hopefully we can do one before that.
Hey, aren't there rumors of the Batman being delayed? Because it was coming out like March 15th or something like that. Is that being delayed? Do we know?
I didn't hear about that one. I heard about the others. What's his name? With Jared Leto, the other Sony.
Morbius?
Yeah, Morbius. That one got delayed again.
Oh, I just looked it up on Variety. It says, quote, no delays currently in the cards.
For Batman. That was
for the
March,
Batman.
right?
Okay. Yes. March.
Yeah, so I think by March, the Omicron wave shouldn't be what it is right now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
True, but also, are the majority of people actually worried about it? Sadly, no.
No.
Also, I don't have the luxury of being worried about it because I have to be out and amongst people all the time.
My younger kid's school sent an email today saying that they tested, they had like 33 people tested positive for COVID at their school this week, and that was just with the rapid tests because they didn't have the results yet from the weekly PCR tests. I was just like,
yeah.
Finally I got my kid's result back and it was negative. So I was like, well, at least it's not spreading in the school itself, because my kid like had in the last couple of weeks 2 kids in his class tested positive with those rapid tests. So
thankfully, hey, knock on wood, I haven't caught it yet. I don't know how, being a flight attendant through a pandemic, I know I've been exposed to it. How have I not received it? And I get tested all the time.
yeah,
I've got all those at-home tests. I go out and get PCR tests and blah blah blah. I don't know how I've evaded this thing, but somehow I have.
I rely on the fact that my kids get tested every week, and I figure if they haven't got it, then I probably haven't got it either, because they would have gotten it from me and it would have shown up on a test.
Yeah.
So the only time that I've tested since August 2020 was in that week between Christmas and New Year's, because they weren't at school and I had like a runny nose, and I was like, I should and I'd just been to the movies, been out to movies and stuff. Like I'd seen the new Matrix movie the week before, and I was like, I should probably, like, just in case. I don't know of any exposures, but the symptoms now are the same as a cold, and I feel like I've got a cold, so may as well. But it came back negative.
Well, I think that's kind of where we're getting to it. This at some point. I mean, I don't know. I say that, but like, I don't want anyone in the medical profession to rip me a new one. And I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Who am I? I'm just a dumb actor.
Hey, before we finish up the stream, I'm just gonna do a quick little plug. I am probably gonna go live again tomorrow at some point. I don't know what time yet, but I've been building. I mentioned this, the Spring Lantern Festival set. This is where I'm at right now. wait, this is so silly. Cool. Let me show you this. So this is this bull.
That's a bunch of bull.
It's got a butthole. It's got a butthole there.
What?
But I'll tell you why. Because that's actually a button. You have to press his butthole, and then he has a light that comes out of his tummy. So I'm building this set like next to my son, who's 11 years old. Like we've been doing some of these live streams side by side, and he's been building his brickheads animals, and I've been doing this one. Just like building this one last time, and I was like, touch his butthole.
That's really funny.
What goes on? So
hey,
I will probably be doing the next
Dominica,
steps of this tomorrow. Yes.
Do you know how to turn a bull on? You touch its butthole.
Clearly, I just showed you how to do that.
That's how you turn on a bull. I'm talking about the light. I'm talking about the light.
I know. It sounds so bad.
Or am I? It's the light. I'm talking about the light. But what if I'm not?
So yes, so I will at some point tomorrow likely continue that while my kid is doing the. It's like,
what happens when you push the bull in the dick? What happens then? So we know what happens when you touch his butthole, but what happens when you?
He doesn't have that. Like, it's just his butthole.
With the tail hanging down there, it looks like testicles. I know they're in the wrong spot, but like.
You can use the tail to press the butthole if you don't want to touch it directly.
Well, now we know what we're working with. It's a bunch of bull.
Yeah, so I can't make exactly those aggressive jokes when I'm doing it side by side, my kid.
I mean, you could.
Well, I commented on it, but I don't think he was paying attention to me. Thank goodness. He was building his cats. But yeah, he's going to be building birds next.
Fun.
So yeah,
Lego kitties.
because I got him some Legos for Christmas.
Best gifts.
Yeah, I have
Means you
more
care.
Lego that'll be coming soon. I've got some Star Wars stuff that I will have to build at some point as well. I'm I'm not like the biggest Star Wars fan, but there was a set that came out 1st of January this year that it's the ATST with Chewbacca in it, and I thought, oh, I want the Chewbacca. So I knew that set was coming out, so then I bought a bunch of other ones from like the original generation Star Wars to go with it.
The reveal of Chewie in that ATST was, I love that movie. Return of the Jedi, I think it's going to go down as my favorite Star Wars movie of all time.
Well, I mean, you can't do anything wrong with Ewoks. So.
Depending on the generation that you speak to, the people that saw, so I was born in 82 and that movie came out in 83. So I was raised with Ewoks in my life, but the people who were like teenagers or adults when that movie came out were all like, "Meh, Ewoks, meh, they're the dumbest things ever."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
they
like
were
how
the
we
best.
feel about Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I was born a year after you, so I
There you
relate.
go.
We have a lot in common in that kind of capacity.
So like
I
for
think.
our generation, how we feel about the prequels, that's how like our parents' generation
yeah.
felt about the
The
Ewoks.
third one. Mm,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
It is very interesting. I have an Ewoks Star Wars Lego set from over a decade ago.
That'll
so-
better be at the Battle of Endor. Remember that movie? Caravan of Courage?
Caravan of
Terrible.
Courage, yes. I have them both on DVD, but I don't remember if I ever watched the Battle of the Endor one.
They're also streaming on Disney Plus too, so
So I could stream it instead of putting the DVD in my DVD player.
yeah.
And then I could pause it
Yeah.
without having to get out of my bed.
Mhm.
my Blu-ray player sits in my closet behind me. So this is a door to my closet. I have a big closet. And so that's where my my DVD /
That's where your
Blu-ray player is.
skeletons hang.
But my TV is in this direction over here. And my bed is over there. So I'm like, if I am watching something and I need to get up to pee, I can't just press pause on my phone. I have to literally get up and stand. I open this door so that I can like still be seeing the TV, and I press the remote to reach through the door to pause it.
Now that you're saying that, I'm just thinking, like, you say that you keep your Blu-ray player or your DVD player in your closet. I have my entire DVD Blu-ray collection in the binders, in those giant, massive 500 disc binders. I have 3 of them, and they're all full of just DVDs and Blu-rays. And I'm thinking, like, I might want to do a video about, like, let's go through my DVDs. Let's look at my DVD collection.
I would be into that if you want a guest.
That'd be kind of fun, right?
Let's discuss. Yeah.
It would
no,
take
I mean,
hours. It would take
it might
hours
have
to go
a
through.
new there's a whole new YouTube channel.
It's a whole one. I'm going to have 20 YouTube channels by the time I die. And I'm going to fully make them functional and all. You know, like How to New York is like my 7th YouTube channel. I'm not even exaggerating. I have a lot.
I have only 2. I mean, technically, I have a 3rd one, but that's only got private videos. Not like sexy ones or anything like that. I uploaded like one that's copyrighted, so I'm like, I can't share this publicly.
Yeah. Yep. I have that too.
Anyway. So I have this one that this is streaming on, and then I have like my improv business one that I created after I created my business so that I could upload my improv videos to that. But I still have improv videos on this channel too. So
Yeah, improv videos it's a multi-platform.
it can, yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends
all
on
good.
when they were made.
Well, Dominica, I am starting to feel the Sandman call me away. But thank you so much for having me on this. I'm looking forward to being able to do the next one with you guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know when you're available in February so we can find a time that you can join us with Jordan as well.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
All right.
Let's do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm going to end the stream. Feel free to stick around just to show me that photo.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will.
Bye, viewers.